increasing my chance for malignant cancer. I've had some doctors even on occasion prescribe me opiates for my pain. Opiates. As I'm sure you know, these are incredibly dangerous and addictive drugs. We've heard, obviously, earlier tonight. While not being entirely useless by any sensible use of the word, these costly and cumbersome treatments have not provided me with an absence of symptoms nor an absence of pain. The active agents in marijuana, you've heard of some tonight, THC and CBD, have been shown to have anti-inflammation properties. Marijuana has been shown in studies to reduce debilitating symptoms of diseases such as Crohn's disease, IBS, and ulcerative colitis, and even reduce the amounts of medication required by patients. What I can tell you from my personal experience is this. Sure enough, using marijuana relieves pain and discomfort throughout my body in both my joints and digestive tract. I often get stress headaches related to my Crohn's disease. Pain begets pain. These two all but disappear while using marijuana. When I use marijuana, my appetite increases. To me, this is more than a silly stereotype. This is a matter of staying healthy. I struggle to maintain a healthy weight or a regular appetite, and using marijuana has allowed me to enjoy a regular enough diet to maintain a healthy weight. Truly, I owe much to this plant, this medicine, yet I must use it in secrecy, in fear of criminal prosecution. The question has been raised in debating this bill to legalize medicinal marijuana. What message does passing this bill send to the citizens of Connecticut? What message does this send to people? Well, I can tell you that the message that I and many other citizens in a position similar to my own, the message that we receive is that we would now be able to be prescribed and legally use a safe and effective medication to treat our chronic illness. The message my parents would receive, I'd ask them the question, is that they would no longer have to worry about their son being in chronic, constant pain, nor about the state tracking him down, only one more paragraph after this, or the state tracking me down for trying to alleviate myself of that pain. The message a cancer patient may hear is that following their next dose of chemotherapy, they may have an alternative to the nausea that they have become so used to, and they may be able to eat normally once again. Regrettably, it is impossible to know what everyone thinks about everything. This is why representatives such as yourselves have been elected to make decisions on issues such as these based on a perceived mandate or desire from constituents. Now, I understand that such a mandate, interpreting or finding one, can be a tricky, time-consuming, and divisive task, except in this instance. Because in March of last year, Quinnipiac University polled Connecticut voters on this very issue. The poll found that 79% of those polled were in favor of legalizing medicinal marijuana in Connecticut. That's nearly 4 out of every 5 people you walk by on the street in support of this legislation. That's a clear mandate as I've ever seen. In the very same poll, only 65%, still a majority, but still far fewer, only 65% of people supported the decriminalization of marijuana in that same poll. That's 14 percentage points less than medicinal marijuana. And remember, the bill to decriminalize possession of small amounts of marijuana, I believe it's Public Act 1171, that passed in the Senate and the House. That's more evidence that the path to this bill's passage is one to be followed at all costs. I, for one, am very happy to live in a state whose residents and representatives are responsible enough to discuss this issue openly and maturely, free from scare tactics and in respect to fact, because this is bigger. This is bigger than the law. This is bigger than any one individual here today. This is about allowing real individuals with real health problems to treat themselves with a real plant, a real medicine that really works. And I can tell you that for a fact. It does work. Thank you for your hearing.
Thank you. Good job. Questions? Senator Kissel.
I want to thank you for being so patient to wait. Jeepers.
It's a virtue.
8 hours, 45 minutes, 9 hours?
Midterm in the morning. It's cool.
9 hours and 45 minutes. The level of testimony today has been incredible.
I agree.
I've been lucky enough to be a state senator for 20 years, and this bill proposal has been around for at least 10, if not more. And first of all, the room used to be packed, and I hate to say it, I don't want to mischaracterize anybody, but it just people that seemed really sort of out in left field, and I'm just trying to be as nice as I can, but they didn't. The advocates didn't necessarily come from folks that were suffering from disease. I think they had, in some instances, not all,
at least not visibly,
a different agenda. Now, maybe it's because the decriminalization of marijuana bill went through last year. I didn't support that. God bless you. I do have concerns as to the message it sends to young people. But when it comes to this, Perhaps it's because of the passage of time. Quite often, it takes a number of years for things to get through this building. Maybe it's because some of the concerns that myself and others have raised have been built into this bill as far as dispensing it and using pharmacists and having a chain of control over the product. Or maybe our society has just changed. But you're a young guy. First of all, I feel very bad for you from the bottom of my heart, given your illnesses. But boy, you're articulate. You've got great